Welcome back to the BTF Sports Podcast, and we are back with another video. You already know we getting into football today, of course, and we got J.J. Watt signing with the Carolina. Wait, I'm tweaking. We got J.J. Watt signing with the Arizona Cardinals. How y'all feel about this?
This is a great move. Like for Arizona, this is great. Bro. Couldn't have had a better veteran signing. They just fixed their D-line, or a lot of it. They still got Chandler Jones. Like, the defense is going to be a problem next year. Buda Baker, Isaiah Simmons, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, their defense is definitely going to be nasty next season. I honestly can't wait to see them. I think that it was a great move for JJ. What better place to finish out your career than in Phoenix? Great weather, good team, good young team at that. And it's looking like they're going to win a pretty good amount of games next season. I got faith in them. I like the move. I think it was a very smart move on both ends.
Yeah, definitely. Like, J.J. Watt, and they freaking Cardinals not picking up Hassan Reddick's franchise tag. So it's like they losing pass rush, but they adding freaking J.J. Watt. You're not really losing no pass rush.
Yeah, you're not losing anything.
Yeah, and because they really needed some interior rush. Like, you already got Chandler Jones. You could trade him for a first and do whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I think this was a good trade. J.J. Watt, he got paid. The Cardinals' defense got better, but the Cardinals do need a DB to go on their squad because they have just Byron Murphy, and that's it. No Pat Pete, none of that. Henry, how you feeling about the J.J. Watt signing?
I feel like JJ took the L because, one, he wants to play for a contender, but he signed with the worst team in the division. Even though the Cardinals are a good team, but still, I don't think they could contend with the Rams or the Niners or even the Seahawks for the division. And, I mean, if I was JJ, I would have gone to Buffalo or I don't even know, even Pittsburgh. But, yeah, I feel like he took the L.
Yeah, if I was JJ, I would have went to Pittsburgh, no lie. Be with TJ, that's like low-key the whole defense carrying the squad to the Super Bowl type shit.
JJ's happy, though, bro. He's going to be in Arizona.
He's happy.
Arizona is so nice, bro. He's cool, bro.
And we have to think about at the same time, too, I don't really think that the Pittsburgh offense is going to look too good, especially with Big Ben at quarterback. They said he wants to come back, but I think that their offense is going to be real iffy this season. But I have no doubts in the Carolina. I have no doubts in the Arizona offense this season. They looking pretty stacked on both sides.
I agree. I think Kyler Murray finna have a breakout year. He really about to go crazy.
Yeah, I could see Kyler Murray coming out with a freaking even MVP if they get a running back too, because I don't think they bringing back King and Drake. So I could if they get another running back and another receiver, I could see him having a MVP year for real.
Their receiving core is very good already too.
Yeah, because you got Christian Kirk, he's young.
Andy Isabella.
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk may break out this season too. Because Christian Kirk, he a sleeper wide receiver to me. And then Andy Isabella, I think he could have a breakout year as well.
Yeah, honestly, I think Christian Kirk really just hasn't gotten the amount of playing time necessary for him to break out. I think that's the only problem. It's just their core is already really good. Then with Christian Kirk sitting there, he just has to get some PT.
No, Christian Kirk has shown he's shown what he can do. Yeah. And D-Hop is gonna be D-Hop. And Andy Isabella, I think he's gonna come into his own too as like a good third weapon. That's just gonna be his role. He's gonna be real good at it.
Yeah, I think Christian Kirk could mess around and get right as an outside receiver.
The Cardinals still have
Andy Isabella be their slot receiver.
Or Kevin Harmon, I forgot which one it was that they drafted.
Who?
The Cardinals, Hakeem Butler. Was it Hakeem Butler that they drafted?
Yeah, he's not even on the squad no more.
Hakeem Butler.
Nah.
They should have used him. What was tall as?
I do think Kevin Harmon's still there, though. Hakeem Butler gone, though. So.
Yeah. All right, moving into the next topic. You got a boy from the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, signing a 4-year extension worth $160 million, and I believe he gets $126 million of that $160 million guaranteed. So that boy Dak just got a big time check, and he was
I think he
asking
deserves
originally
every
for
penny.
$45 million at first, so they got him down to $40 million a year.
Big boy move.
Yeah.
Big boy
I feel like he
move.
deserved every penny.
Definitely.
I said
Go ahead, Cal.
I said in the last one, I said they had to do whatever they had to do to pay Dak. Because Dak is the reason they found success. Dak was about to go win himself an MVP last year. They got weapons. I don't know how their O-line is going to be next year. I think they drafted Tyler Biadasz to replace their old O-lineman. I forgot who. Travis Frederick. They drafted him. So if Tyler Biadasz can step up and play well, and I think that offense is going to be a problem. I hope Zeke can get back to what he does. That offense is going to be a problem. Now, the defense, that's where you might have some worries because Trayvon Diggs, he had good moments and bad moments being a rookie corner. That's normal. Their pass rush, they need a pass rush. DeMarcus Lawrence can't do all for them. He's pretty good, but not Khalil Mack, not J.J. Watt.
What is
They
the
have some pieces.
contract anyway? He got paid a couple years back to do nothing. Like,
Yeah, he's still getting paid.
I like
I
this
think they-
Dak deal because it's a team-friendly deal because since they have all that guaranteed money, the cap hit for the first 2 years is like $22 million. So that's pretty good for the Cowboys. You could go spend that $20 other million on their defense that they desperately need because their defense is terrible.
yeah, I think this
And
was
they
like
lost
very
pieces.
great move for both sides. Because Dak getting his money and the Cowboys keeping a quarterback who was keeping the offense afloat. Because we saw what happened when he went down. Their offense was trash. Like, Zeke couldn't run. They passing game was doing a little something, but
Andy Dalton wasn't doing
much
terrible.
with Andy Dalton. Yeah.
Andy Dalton's a good backup, but he ain't no Dak, bro. He's not.
Yeah.
But man, and I also think that Dak is going to be getting $75 million at the end of this year, and he signed for 66 on a bonus this year.
Yeah, that boy rich.
He
boy is
definitely
rich.
got the money that he deserved. He was supposed to get this last year before he even got injured. Honestly,
Yeah, I don't know why the Jerry Jones inches his budget in. I mean, at the end of
I
the
think
day,
it was
Dak
just that
ended up
Jerry
getting what he
Jones
wanted.
just. I don't know. And plus, I remember when Jerry Jones was like, "Oh no, my hands don't get cramped when signing checks," but they was definitely getting cramped when it was time to sign Dak. So I don't know, but it worked out in the best for Dak. He ended up getting $31 million, and then signed for $66 million. So he's fine. He's straight now. I just hope that Dak is. I hope his injury is okay. I hope he really didn't suffer too much harm from that
And
injury.
then the Cowboys are probably easily going to win the division next year
Yeah.
if Dak
You
remains
think so?
healthy.
Well, I don't know. The Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to give
Eagles
them
suck.
some comp this year, but the Eagles team as a whole just they in Cat Hill.
They're
they don't
broken.
really got picks
The
like
Eagles
that.
lost their spirit, in my opinion.
But I don't know.
taking
They
football
might
team
regain
before I
that.
see I'm taking football team before I see the Eagles in there.
Yeah, I was
Football
gonna say
team,
football
football
team.
team, man, they defense is so good.
I'm not taking
And
football
all
team
they
over
really
the
need
Cowboys,
is
though.
a quarterback, to be honest, a quarterback and some
That's
receivers.
what I was about to say. Quarterback. That's what I'm looking for with the football team. I got to see who they gonna put at the quarterback helm because
I don't know what they can do except sign Cam Newton. That's the only
They
option.
need to
really
get
have.
Sam
hey,
Darnold.
that ain't bad.
Or
Cam
Darnold.
Newton-
Yeah, they
Sam
could get
Darnold.
Darnold.
Darnold or Cam Newton would be a great spot for either one of them because I don't think Cam Newton is done as being a good quarterback. I think
No
teams,
way. No way.
teams are definitely tripping, but like, and then you mix Cam Newton back up with Ron Rivera. He already know his playing style, all that type of stuff. Football team could definitely thrive. Or with Sam Darnold, young quarterback, he could be a franchise QB.
Well, honestly, I don't think that teams was tripping. We got to remember that last year, the reason Cam was putting it into this position is because the Panthers literally held him after all the quarterbacks in free agency got signed, and just about every team had a quarterback except the Patriots. So, and then of course Bill
Good point.
Belichick was going to take that. Of course, Bill Belichick was going to take Cam on a 1 year, $1 million contract. Of course, it was a complete steal. So I think Cam's definitely going to have some offers this year to be a starter because he's starting caliber in his league.
Yeah.
I love Cam, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get a starting job. Teams are tripping, like you said.
Yes, it's some teams.
He's going to find a starting job.
Like it's football team or nobody else. Like I can't see him going anywhere else but football team.
Or back to the Patriots, to be honest.
Back to the Patriots, or
but what do you want to go back
Niners,
to New England?
But I know the Niners. He said he would go back to New England. He said he would definitely 100% go back.
Yeah, I know he said that, but he was in a really bad situation. Like for
They
a
have
quarterback.
no
But now this
Nobody-
situation is a lot better. It is a lot better, and it's about to get a lot better too. Well, depending on how much you would say better is.
I don't know.
I think for the Patriots,
Post Tom Brady Patriots are very interesting right now.
yeah, I
don't
think
know.
for the Patriots to clean a whole thing up, they
need to
could
trade Gilmore.
Trade Gilmore, yeah, for like I was saying, Odell. Trade Gilmore for Odell. Get you a weapon. You already got some good DBs who like could fill in after Gilmore gone.
I'm Belichick though. I'm not
Gilmore,
giving up Gilmore for Odell. Give me
trade
Gilmore
to the
first and
Browns.
third.
Yeah, I would trade up, or I would give up Gilmore to the Browns for Odell, and I would get a pick.
I would ask for a first too.
A first?
Because that was the defensive player of
Next
the
year
year.
second.
No,
Yeah,
you wouldn't get a
second.
first. I would say a late second or early third you may get, but you're not getting a first in that trade.
I would. I mean, that's the former defensive player of the year. Man, is what, 28, 29?
If you can get Odell, your team turned around because all you'll need is a quarterback, which you can easily get. You can trade for Jimmy G. You can sign Cam Newton again, and Cam Newton to be straight with a better receiver. Because all they had was Jacoby Myers, Julian Edelman, and N'Keal Harry. And Julian Edelman was out most of the season, and N'Keal Harry. So
if I'm New England, I'd get Corey Davis and I'd get Hunter Henry, and then I'd draft a quarterback or get Jimmy G. That's what I would do.
No cap.
Or Will Fuller.
Jimmy G would be nice going back to New England, but I think that Cam will be the cheaper deal.
Yeah.
Draft a quarterback and get Jimmy G.
Yeah.
I'm drafting a quarterback and getting Jimmy G because that QB not starting off rip. So
yeah, definitely not. Straight,
but Patriots
straight system too.
Belichick loves him some Jimmy G though.
Yeah, he love him some Jimmy G, but I'm not sure if New England is gonna love them some more Jimmy G.
I could see them
Jimmy
signing
G is
Jacoby
the best.
Brissett. I could see that.
Jimmy G has shown he can execute a scheme, but he hasn't shown that he makes his team better to me. So I feel
what do you
like
mean?
you get Jimmy
Their
G,
record is like 25-7 with him, and without him, they're like 7-25.
but I don't think he makes it easier on none of his receivers. Like if you're playing with, any of the other top tier quarterbacks and you're a wide receiver, it's easier on the field.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's easier on the field. But when you're playing with Jimmy G, I don't think he makes nothing easier for you. He just does what he's supposed to do.
He's a game manager.
Definitely a game manager. But next topic we can get into, or that we're gonna get into, we got this situation was weird to me. When I saw it, I was just like we got Kyle Van Noy getting released by the Miami Dolphins. Kyle Van Noy was going pretty crazy for them last year. The
That's a
Dolphins
future Raven
defense
right
was
there.
good. He was a good pass rushing linebacker, and he would drop back in coverage. This is kind of weird to me. I know they saved what did they save? $10 million in cap space. So it looked like they want to make.
I think it was more. I think it was more.
10
It was
million.
more like 13 or 14.
It looked like
Pretty sure.
them
10.
releasing him, it looked like they want to make a big time trade or signing type stuff. But I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're making
he was
space
a
for
good addition
somebody.
for a squad.
Yeah, he was a big piece. I didn't really understand cutting him because you could
I
have got
think,
value out of him, like if anything.
Mhm.
So I don't really understand the cutting, but
I
I feel
think
like
it was
Calvin
to
Noy's gonna benefit.
immediately. I think it was to immediately free up that money because that. What does that mean? Either he was having some problems in the locker room and they wanted to free up the money, or they just wanted to free up the money and then go and sign somebody who they probably felt that they could sign right now if they didn't pay him that money out. It's just the only problem is that I haven't really been hearing any chirping of them signing somebody.
I can
haven't
tell you
heard.
now, Calvin Noy was not a locker room problem. That's not why.
Right.
I highly doubt that. But
I don't believe it. I don't believe that was the reason either.
yeah, it's probably too early to tell because if they pick up somebody later on, we'll understand it. But from right now, it's not really making much sense. Cutting Calvin Noy after the season he had, he's a good player, but like he's gonna benefit from this cut. Like he's gonna be on a good team. He's gonna be good.
We'll
I
get
can
paid
see
somewhere
him
else.
as a Raider.
So the Raider,
Yeah, I can see him as a Raider. They need some more depth at the linebacker core.
I don't know if he fits the Raiders because the Raiders. When I think of the Raiders, I'm thinking of 4-3. Cleveland Farrell off the edge still. I don't know if they still believe in him, but Max Crosby. They had Maurice Hurst. They had another good D tackle. So I don't know where he plays in that. He could play outside linebacker, but
That's what I was thinking because he
I
ain't
don't
gonna get
think
the middle.
he's not that type of. He's not a 4-3 outside linebacker. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker.
I could see him going to somewhere like the Broncos if Von Miller walk. Yeah, I could see him going somewhere like there. Or mess around, go back to the Patriots somehow. That sounds like a move that could happen too. Like they would mess around and do that. But I don't know that.
Well, you gotta look
I feel
at
like
who
they
the Patriots
definitely
have
could have
coming.
got like at least a third round or late second round pick out of Kyle Van Noy, to be honest, from some team.
Yeah, but I think Kyle, he can go pretty much anywhere in the league because the money he's getting now is guaranteed because he just got cut. So he can take a pay cut wherever he wants. Just pick where you want to go, pretty much. So I think Kyle Van Noy is he's gonna benefit a lot from being cut actually.
Well, let me ask this, because I think the Patriots had the most players that opted out of last season or something like that, one of the highest amount of players.
Yeah.
So that means that Patrick Chung is going to be coming back. Dante Hightower is going to be coming back. There's a pretty good amount of defensive pieces that weren't there last season, but were there on prior seasons before that will be coming back. So how would they work that out with the defense and everything?
I mean, they really don't keep their squad the same, I believe, but just address certain because it's not like those players are bad now just because they opted out.
They definitely still
are some key players that they need. They got Marcus Cannon coming back. He was an old lineman.
Mm-hmm.
And then they didn't pick up the franchise tag for Joe Tooney, so yeah. And that really leads me next into the whole Trent Brown talk with the Raiders trading Trent Brown for the Raiders traded Trent Brown to the Patriots for a 5th and a 7th round pick, I believe.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, because Trent Brown is fine. I don't know. They low-key got fleeced out that trade, and now Trent Brown is back with the Patriots. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think Trent Brown was underperforming last year. That's why it happened. And his cap hit is crazy. So for you to underperform getting paid that much, you automatically on the trade block or looking to get cut. So I think that's probably what happened with Trent Brown. But I don't know, it's the Patriots with Bill Belichick. You know how they get with their veterans. You know, they can revive anybody's career at any point. That's how it seems. But I don't think the Raiders are going to be too upset about it later on. But I don't think the Patriots are going to be crazy happy about it either. I think it's an even deal, even though it might look lopsided.
But the thing with the Raiders is that, like, they literally only have, like, one old.
You said one O lineman?
You froze.
Yeah, he froze, but I think he was saying the Raiders have one alignment. I'm not sure about that because I think what's his name was starting to come into his own after this past season.
Um,
That
what
tackle,
you talk about for the Raiders?
Colton Miller. Colton
Oh
Miller.
yeah, Colton Miller.
He
Yeah,
started coming into his own. They had good guard depth. It was what, Gabe Davis, correct? I don't know, but I know their O-line was not terrible. They was pretty straight.
But yeah, and Trent Brown is on a 1 year, $11 million contract with the Patriots right now. I know with the Raiders, he was like one of the highest paid tackles. So I can see what you're saying. Like if he was underperforming and you one of the highest paid tackles, like yeah, we're gonna have to trade you for something.
Right.
But I think that was a good deal for the Patriots. Like if he good on the Patriots, they can bring in a quarterback that he can protect.
Yeah,
I think they low key. I feel like they won this, but the Raiders did get 2 draft picks out of it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a high upside trade. If you're giving up a 5th and a 7th, that's like very low risk. Because who are you really gonna get from that? You're not gonna get a Trent Brown if he performs well,
unless you get a gem in a draft or something.
And that's way rarer than
that's a come up then. And so next topic we got going on is Kyle Long. It's how I read this situation. I was like, hold up, you mean to tell me he retired from the Bears and then come back a year later? Like it sounded like he just didn't want to play for the Bears.
That's how it really sounded.
It sounded like he didn't want to play for the Bears no more.
It sounds like somebody who he used to be with got a new job and he's interested in playing with them.
Exactly.
So people we know who left the Bears, I know the offensive coordinator left, I believe. Or no, that's the pass game coordinator. Dave Ragone, he left. He went to the Falcons.
Chuck Pagano, he out of there too. He's not there.
He's gone too?
Yeah.
So it's a couple places that Kyle Long could end up. But
or he ain't want to block for Mitch.
Probably not, because Mitch, who wants to block for Mitch if he's playing how he's playing? Because Mitch is seen as a joke, bro. But yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah.
My bad.
That's wild though.
My bad. But, the white man had his foot on my phone temperature.
You said what?
The white man had his foot on my phone's temperature, bro.
Yeah, we could. I mean, yesterday it was a whole lot of tags, no tags, cuts, all this type of stuff. We could move into the franchise tags of yesterday. Big one that everybody was looking forward to, Allen Robinson, because everybody like, yo, Allen Robinson needs to get out of there. But then they tag. I think if I was Allen Robinson, I would not be happy getting traded. I mean, getting tagged. I would be looking to get traded out of this situation because, like,
yeah, I think the Bears did the right thing though. Like, if I'm the Bears,
their franchise, it's franchise tag your best receiver, definitely.
Well, definitely, yeah, I agree. But I think they have decisions to make. They could trade him because he's on a franchise tag. You could tag and trade. They can keep him, get a QB who can throw it to him and actually be productive, more productive than Mitch.
Yeah.
Or Nick Foles, because that's pretty much torture for any other wide receiver in the NFL who's that good. That seems like torture, bro. But I think Allen Robinson, he's gonna end up doing well because it's rumors. I don't know how likely it is, but Russell Wilson to the Bears, they're interested, of course, because why wouldn't they be? But if that happens, that's a dream come true for A-Rob, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
That is a dream come true. And the Chicago team has really always been like not horrible, but their QB position for like the past 15 years has been so trash. I mean, they had Rex Grossman in the Super Bowl. Like, huh? And now you got Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. So I think their QB situation is literally it's the only reason as to why A-Rod would have wanted to get, traded. Because there's no point. There's literally no point. If I was him, and if they weren't making any serious pushes to another person at quarterback, I would literally be like, nah, bruh. I'm straight on taking snaps until y'all either trade me or until y'all bring in somebody who will actually get me the football. Because they have two people at quarterback that will not get nobody the football.
Yeah.
At all.
And if we're being honest, who's gonna be mad at him for that? Because he just wasted his whole career being thrown to by trash. So,
yeah.
Let's say trade for Deshaun Watson and he'll be lit. I'd be lit if I was him.
See, bro, that's another option that would be very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears got hope. I would have some hope as a Bears fan.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if they keep Trubisky and Nick Foles, I'm definitely becoming another fan of somebody else.
Yeah, I'm requesting a trade if I was him. All right, so we got the next franchise tag, Marcus Williams, safety for the Saints. I think this is good. Other than him allowing the Minneapolis Miracle on his ad, I think this is a good tag because the Saints DBs are off. I think you got to keep all of their DBs together because I feel like they work in pretty good harmony with each other. But yeah, Marcus Williams, great safety. How y'all feel about this franchise tag?
I read from Cam Marino. It's one of the sources that I like. But he was talking about how the Saints must have a trade or something on the way, something pretty big with either Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas. There was one more person that was an option.
I think it should be Michael Thomas.
You said they should what?
I think it should be Michael Thomas, high key.
I agree because I feel like Marshawn Lattimore, he is a number one corner. You don't trade those in today's NFL. But Michael Thomas, he's a great player. If I'm the Saints, I'm not trading him, to be honest. But the cap situation, it's like, bruh, everything points to Michael Thomas being the one to go. And we just talked about how having a dip of production for a season puts your name on the table to be let go and to go somewhere else.
We don't know what their QB situation looking like, so
yeah,
that's the scary. That's the scary situation for me.
Sanders.
I think that was what the situation was. So the situation is scary for me with them is because Taysom Hill ain't no quarterback. As much as they want to say he's Drew Brees' heir apparent, which that's complete BS. He's never going to amount to half of what Drew Brees has. And he's already 31. It's just not going to happen. They had Jameis Winston. Yeah, I think the NFL, every team in the NFL showed Jameis Winston that he's not their starter or for any team, really, even though he threw for 5,000 yards.
I think you keep Jameis if I'm the Saints.
That's what I was about to say. I say you keep Jameis as well. Go ahead and lock him in. I think he's already he's on a 1 year, $1 million deal this year. And then, because I think he got the same deal as Cam. And then if Jameis was smart, he's not going to really push for a whole lot of money. He's probably going to negotiate if the Saints are willing to negotiate with him. And if you are to do that, that means you don't need to trade Mike Thomas out. Because Mike Thomas is – when do you get another Mike Thomas? When do you get another dude that can catch 149 catches in 1 year?
Yeah, no lie.
When is that going to happen again? So I would say keep Mike Thomas, because if you don't keep Mike Thomas, somebody going to get him and go stupid with Mike Thomas. So I would say sign Jameis and go, or sign Cam Newton and then go crazy like that. Then the Aints might just be the Saints again.
They just might be able to keep both of them. I don't know, because the Saints just released Quan Alexander with Emmanuel Sanders. So I think that freed up probably around somewhere around
10 mil,
8 to 15 mil, I think, off of their cap.
And they've been doing restructures. So they restructured a bunch of people's contracts. They freeing up cap.
Yeah, they probably
The
gonna end
hole
up
that
being
they've
able to keep
dug
both
is
of
so
them.
far. The hole that they've already dug is so far that how much cap can you free until you got to make a big move for real? Like,
Wait, has Drew Brees officially retired?
has he? I believe so.
I don't think
And
he has.
I mean, I believe he hasn't. So
He has retired.
but I don't think that changes their money right now.
Yeah,
Facts.
but
But it does change what they do, because if they still holding faith, and if Drew still want another year, which is going to destroy them because it's going to be another waste of a year, I think that could possibly change a lot of things. If
No,
they
I
know
think
that Drew's out of here, that changes things.
Drew's gone. Drew's gone. I just don't know if it's official yet. Because
yeah,
Drew said last season, before they even lost in the playoffs, that this was going to be his last run, I believe, right?
Okay.
Pretty sure he said that. But how I feel about the Taysom Hill situation, I feel like if you're going in with the expectations, he is Drew Brees' heir apparent, but you can't expect him to be anywhere near what Drew Brees was for that organization when he was just a Hall of Famer and possibly one of the GOATs. So you can't expect Taysom Hill to be on that level. And from what I saw from Taysom Hill, he had good moments as a passer, but he had bad moments as a passer too. And to be 30-some years old and not have those worked out is concerning. But his running was kind of like a safe haven for him. So when he could use his legs, it was kind of you got to have a breath of fresh air whenever Taysom Hill.
But then we know is when the quarterback start using his legs, and if your name is not Lamar Jackson, it ain't gonna end out good for you. And
Sometimes.
Most of the time, and I saw Taysom Hill throw some footballs. Them guys some of them look worse than Drew Brees at this age now.
Yeah, he had some bad throws. Like, it was some bad moments, but it was some good moments. But I think the situation he's in with his age and the team situation, there's no way you can run with Taysom Hill as your starting QB. Like,
no way.
There's no chance.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even threw him in there. I would have put Jameis in that position. I ain't gonna lie. Jameis already threw for $5K the previous year. I would have thrown him in over Taysom any day and had Taysom tight end or something.
We can't question
Sean
Sean Payton
to trade Marcus Williams though after you tagging him. So, like,
you said, what about it?
I think you should, for your cap situation, I think it would be wise to trade Marcus Williams after you just tagged him and get some value for him and, go draft a safety if it's really that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think they will trade him? Nah, I don't think they're going to trade him, though.
He good value. Great value.
But yeah.
I don't know.
He's worth the tag.
Yeah, he's definitely worth the tag, but worth the tag to trade, too. You can get some good value out of the tag and trade.
I just don't know, like, what all you could get from a Marcus Williams tagging trade, because he's on a one-year deal. It's not like he's locked in over a period of time, and it's a safety. We haven't really seen safeties go for, crazy prices in recent history, because, like, we've seen corners do it, but those are top tier. Like Jalen Ramsey, he's best corner in the league to me. He went for 2 firsts and 2 seconds, or 2 firsts,
something like that.
But Jalen Ramsey, he's a different level of athlete than a Marcus Williams, who's a type of player that you see sometimes is a high tier free agent. Jalen Ramsey, that's the type of player you don't ever see as a free agent because they're just worth paying whatever they want. Mm-hmm. So Marcus Williams, if you traded him, you could probably get a second from somebody, but I don't think anybody's going to give up a first for him. He's a good player. He's probably worth it, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
So I honestly wouldn't know what to do in the Saints cap situation because that cap, they're below 50 mil. So I don't know.
Yeah, here goes some other franchise tags in this starting this offseason. We got Leonard Williams, Marcus May, Cam Robinson, Chris Godwin, Brandon Scherf, Justin Simmons and Taylor Moton. Which one of these, or not even just one, what are some of these franchise tags that stand out to y'all?
Taylor Martin. I didn't expect him to do that, to franchise tag Taylor Martin. But he is a tackle, so I can see why. I don't know how it's gonna work out. It's not really a high risk, so it's probably gonna be straight. But the rest of them, Brandon Sheriff was smart.
Yeah, that was a smart tag. Marcus May, I think that was a smart tag.
Marcus May was smart.
To lock him, to definitely tag him for a year, and then I would re-sign him after this year, after this coming up year, because that's a great dude to have at that position, especially if you're the Jets, because who else do you have? But
Justin Simmons was smart too.
I think Leonard Williams was a great tag too, because people wasn't really seeing the Giants defense. The Giants defense was really going crazy. Dalvin Tomlinson, and Leonard Williams holding it down with the three man in the middle look. Their defense was looking nasty with James Bradbury and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, it's good that the Giants franchise tag Leonard Williams. I like that tag.
I don't think anybody made really any crazy moves that was surprising. I think Keanu Neal. I think Keanu Neal in free agency is very interesting.
Oh yeah, getting tagged. The people who didn't get tagged, we got Shaquille Griffin for the Seahawks, Kenny Galladay, Aaron Jones, Bud Dupree, Keanu Neal, Joe Thuney, Hunter Henry, and Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, I think the reasoning for a lot of them not being tagged or anything, I think it's because of the cap. The cap going to, it was around 185, right? That's the cap. So that's
182.5 million.
182.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the cap. So teams are gonna have to lower their budgets. So that affected it a lot. That's like a 10 mil decrease, right?
Yeah.
It was 190 something before.
No, it was I think it was like almost 200 million.
It has been 200, I believe.
Like 202 or something. So yeah, it's like a $20 million reduction.
Out of those people who didn't get tagged, I think some sleepers from that group is Bud Dupree, Shaquille Griffin, and Hassan Reddick. I think those are some underrated no tags that some teams is really finna be targeting. I think teams really finna go after Shaquille Griffin heavy because he's still a young 25-year-old corner who's has some production. So
Bud Dupree as well.
Where
and
Shaquille Griffin coming to the Colts, high key.
Shaquille may be coming to the Colts or Bud. I could see Bud getting signed. Or Yannick. I could see Yannick getting signed to the Colts.
All three of those, Shaquille, Bud, and Hassan, are all going to be great signings, whoever picks them up.
Yeah.
Because Bud, he really started breaking out. He has elite top-tier athleticism. I think his athleticism is crazy. Hassan Reddick, he had a 5-sack game. I remember that. It was on
he had like a 4-sack game too. Like he had some good games last season.
Yeah, he finished with 12.5 though. So that was good. That was a great season from him. And Shaquille, he's been a pretty good corner most of his career. He's still young. So I think all of those are going to be great pickups for whoever gets them.
Yeah.
And Colts could be in the market for it because they got money.
Yeah. Who is going to be the top bidders, top 3 bidders for Kenny Galladay?
I think Miami.
Miami.
I think Colts could possibly be in that mix.
I think the Colts gotta be in that mix because we need.
I think New England.
New England for sure could definitely be in that mix. Potentially Green Bay, but I don't know if they have enough money to sign it. Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, they're in a pretty
potentially the 49ers. 49ers could be in the
potentially.
I don't know
them too.
I don't know.
They can use a number 1.
I think the 49ers, I don't know if they're as interested in the upgrade at wide receiver as they are in other areas like QB. I think they're real interested in an upgrade at QB.
Because to me, I feel like they already got like 3 receivers. Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, I count him as a receiver.
Because he's just a weapon.
But the way that he's just a weapon. And then Brandon Ayuk, he was going crazy as a receiver last year as well.
Yeah.
So, and then Kendrick Bourne,
He had
as
a
a
great
receiver,
rookie.
Kendrick Bourne, he be doing a little something. Kendrick
Mhm.
Bourne, he do what he can. He dropped the ball, but shoot, good third corner.
Thanks.
But yeah, I could see them. I could see the 49ers bidding on a wide receiver. Probably not Kenny Galladay, but
Yeah,
some random one that they find gems here and there.
but who I think he just may sign with, probably Miami, just because location. Bro was in Detroit all his career, so probably want to hit up Miami, good weather, and then Miami still got a lot of money, and they could potentially sign Aaron Jones too. I could see them signing Aaron Jones,
They also got the second pick, so
That would be crazy.
or I could see them signing Marlon Mack too. They could sign Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack is gonna make some teams very happy because his price is low because of his injury last year. But
his
he's gonna be good. And he's
his
24.
production is so high, bro.
Yeah,
He's
a
a low.
good running back.
Whoever gets him is going to be in a very good position at running back for a low price.
Yeah, definitely.
Dang, I'm gonna miss seeing him in that goddamn horseshoe.
Man, we got JT. JT is
And we got Naeem.
dog. 4.39 running dog. But yeah, I believe that's all the topics that we was looking to cover today. So yeah, we got it like a 3-man mission on this guy on the podcast. So yeah, make sure y'all leave a like on this video, this podcast. Subscribe if you are not new to the BTF Sports channels. Follow our Instagram at btf.sports. And yeah, we'll catch y'all in another podcast. Y'all be breezy, all that type of stuff. Any last words from y'all?
Yes, sir. Be safe. That's all.
Be safe, man. Be safe.
Sure.
All right, then, yeah, I'll catch y'all later.
This is